Welcome to another episode of Section 305, the sports show. I'm Raul Pagan here with my crew, Anthony Aguirre and Nick Dupont. How's it going, guys?
Hey!
Yo, how's it going, boys? Everything
We're
good?
back. All good, man. How's your summer going in North
Hey, it's good.
Carolina? Tar
Hey,
Heels.
Hey, it's good, man. It's good, man. Hey, honestly, I'm closer to the University of Tennessee than I am to the actual campus of Chapel Hill. So, I consider myself to be a UT over a UNC. Besides, I support UT over.
I mean, at the same time,
I'm a Kings fan. So.
if you're closer to Tennessee, that's still a big program. Like in any collegiate sport like basketball, football, baseball.
I went to the stadium a few weeks ago. For the last episode when I wasn't here, I was actually at their stadium exploring their campus and just checking out the area.
Nice.
I must say it is a beautiful stadium. 100,000 seat stadium. Dude, I couldn't believe it. It was all closed. We couldn't go inside and walk around, obviously. But they were remodeling on the outside. It was insane. I'm excited to go to a game next year.
You got a picture of it at least.
Oh, yeah, I got a picture. I got plenty of pictures of it. So I'm excited to go to a game next year, though, when it's completely remodeled.
Nice. How about you, Anthony?
Man, I've been chilling. I'm more settled into Sports Illustrated with their stuff. Finally excited. UCF nice open training camp. So it's more. We're finally getting more football action.
Yep.
And of course, still covering the Magic and the Heat. For them, some good pieces so far out there. If y'all want to check them out, please follow me on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, Anthony_NBA. You'll find all my links and check out all my pieces.
I've seen you doing more pieces of Orlando Magic, but that'll be
discussion.
That'll be a discussion for another day. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
can you explain yourself? How is it that somebody has worked for 3 years in the Heat organization, but he's doing more topics and journalism in the Orlando Magic?
Well,
it's understandable. Obviously, the Magic are actually going to be a top 5, possibly a top 3, because even Nick said that they're going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals over the New York Knicks. We actually discussed Knicks and Pacers, and now that Halliburton is out, and then Miles Turner is with the Bucks. Oh, Nick, did you saw a prediction about that? Because now I'm like, damn, this dude got the source right there too. This dude actually got the source, because all of a sudden I was like, they're not gonna go above the Knicks, they're not gonna go above the Cavaliers, but actually they can be in the mixture against those two teams. So Nick, impressive. All right.
Appreciate it, man. It was just I had a gut feeling, bro. I don't know what it is. I have although I am not supporting Orlando like Anthony is, where Anthony's basically just completely jumping ship in South Florida. But we're not gonna yell at him right now for that. We'll yell at him another day.
Why is he still in his room with that background? Why is he?
I don't know. I see the Miami posters. Those need to go down.
I thought it would have been in Orlando.
Listen. I do plan to go to a Magic game with my girl next season. Not sure when yet, but hopefully sometime in the winter. And let me just say,
access, buddy.
An amazing time. I bet the fan experience will be tremendous. I bet we'll see actual winning basketball being played by Orlando.
You see, I don't like that where you said the fan experience is going to be good, because since we work with the Miami Heat, I believe that the Miami Heat offers the best fan experience at our arena, as according to the NBA. So I don't know what you're talking about fan experience, but the Miami Heat has the best fan experience in the entire NBA.
Thank you, Pat Riley, for putting a winning product out there and never getting your damn star.
Take that name out of your mouth. We'll discuss that in another topic. I'm not gonna be doing this with you today because we got 3 big headlines. But just before we go for our first 3 headlines, Kolia, who cannot be here today, he actually said that we can talk about that type of topic. Actually, in the last 10 seasons, the Heat have sold the arena.
Okay, but
not being contenders and not being contenders.
But let's add context to that.
So a lot of people can say we don't got a big fan base, but at the same time, all right. We're ups and downs, inconsistency. We're still selling. We're still selling arenas.
So. We've worked the playoffs. We've seen Knicks fans take over the arena. We've seen Celtics fans take over the arena.
I mean, that's
during the playoffs. During the playoffs,
that's not playoffs.
Come on now, building.
That's normal in any
during
arena.
regular season.
Do you
During
have any
regular
idea how
season,
many-
it's
Yeah,
Knicks,
but come
Boston,
on.
and Philly. During playoffs, then it's mostly Heat fans.
That's
I'll give that
normal
to you
in
during,
any
during
arena.
the regular
The
season. We're
Knicks
mostly
easily
getting away
take
from
over the building every time they come by, even in the regular season.
in
The
regular,
Knicks,
okay,
the
no, I
Lakers,
said
the
something in the
Celtics.
regular season, not the
Lakers,
playoffs. Not the playoffs.
Lakers
man.
is a bit iffy nowadays because even the last time they came, I didn't feel like they were that big of a presence, in my opinion. Well, unless you count Rio for majority of their crowd.
Man, Anthony, you're on one
In
today, bro.
any arena, the Celtics, the Lakers, and the Knicks are gonna conquer.
Lakers
That's
didn't even conquer.
not debatable. That's not debatable. Those
They
three
didn't
big
conquer
marketing
Yes,
franchises,
yeah.
those three big marketing franchises, Celtics, Knicks, and
no.
Lakers, they're gonna take over.
But he
Every-
does have a
every
point though.
single
I'm
state.
gonna.
Come on, guys.
You cut out a little bit, Raul.
Those
You're
three
good now.
franchises. Those three franchises.
You're good now.
They're gonna
Yeah,
take
the French
over
franchises.
every-
I agree,
That's what I'm
but they
saying.
already have been because if you even look at games like from Detroit, like for example, I was watching highlights last night from just from like the top 100 plays in the season, and you look at cities like Detroit and Charlotte, and you see like these teams like Boston and LA that pull up. Literally, the entire stadium is covered in Boston and LA.
More
fans.
fan base from
Well,
their
in
opponent
fairness,
than the
Detroit-
home. Yeah.
In fairness, though, Detroit just got good, and Charlotte is still figuring themselves out.
Yeah, but when the Heat were good with LeBron, you had people traveling across the country and even fans from that city bandwagoning and filling up the stadium for Heat fans. You've never seen a stadium fill out for Orlando, bro.
We work with LeBron sexual. We know that LeBron has his own separate fan base, his own like cult.
Nick, focus. This dude still roots for the Charlotte Hornets. Just focus.
Yes, I will. I still believe in them.
This dude's still giving them the benefit of the doubt.
I have
You're
not
right,
The Charlotte Hornets.
I had to lock in.
Hornets.
I had to lock in
not
for a second.
sold
You're
my
right.
stocks.
Why don't we
Pick a new
just
team
start
next
with
season, buddy.
Let's start with our first headline. Let's start with our first headline because he lost me. I mean, something got blurred here in the studio when he said the Hornets. I'm like, wait, what? Wait,
It's okay.
my
Now
eyes-
we have the
my
MLB.
eyes-
That's clear as day in
my-
front of us.
Let's go with it.
Let's start with our first headline. All right, so we were gonna talk about like is the MLB at risk of a holdout in 2027? Like, if Anthony, Nick, if you guys want to elaborate that before we go to the deadline, because there's been lots of big moves recently, more in the AL, which is gonna be more interesting right now since the NL is like the Western Conference in the NBA, and the AFC in the NFL is the most competitive, is the most dangerous. It's like the path to the World Series right now is very difficult. But let's just do a couple of minutes, quick minutes. Anthony, I'll give you the floor. Like, you think MLB is at risk of a holdout in 2027?
It could be, and that's actually a risk for the league itself because you kind of like just based on like a cultural standpoint. Baseball's gotten popular more recently. Like obviously it's a big time league, but I genuinely feel like, especially in Miami, now that the Marlins are actually putting together wins, like they're drawing way more attention. So if they are at risk of a holdout because the players union and of course the owners, they're very separate in terms of where they want to do what they want to do with the new CBA. Because the owners, at least most of them not the big teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees, like more like the what's the proper term? Like lower franchises.
Yeah, like the White Sox,
Rockies, Marlins, we're still in that category.
Rockies.
They want to implement a salary cap. Players don't want that. So it's very like opposites in terms of an agreement for a new CBA. Theirs expires in 2026, December 1st.
Yeah.
So that means the following season, 2027, could be a risk of a holdout. So it's a legitimate risk, and I think that would
basically saying a lockout.
Basically, and that would really hurt the league because you're finally gaining
You're
more
finally
viewership.
getting the fans. Like most
most
of our generation actually like playing more. Our generation. Sorry for cutting you off. Our generation actually likes playing baseball than watching it. And after that baseball classic that we watch, like the whole series and then the final between Japan and USA, we're like, now we're getting somewhere. And then the new clock rule, that also speeds up the game.
Yeah, and just to provide some context, Bryce Harper, Philadelphia Phillies star, he met with Rob Manfred, the commissioner, and they were discussing about it, and then salary cap came up, and Bryce Harper said, and I quote, "Get the bleep out of our clubhouse."
Yeah.
So there's some drama there. Obviously, there's not a lot of eye to eye in the situation, and just to provide some aspect for local, the fact that the Marlins are putting together an actual competitive season, and they're drawing fans, not just opposing fans, but their own fans with Miami.
Yep.
They're finally in tune with the city, and we're finally getting good crowds to come into the Lone Depot Park. Like, you're finally capitalizing on something, and to risk it for a holdout, it just hurts. It will hurt viewership right there, because diehards will always stay there, but the newcomers, they'll easily go away, and that you should not risk that.
Nick.
I mean, there's not really much to back up on Anthony. I do think we're going to end up in a holdout. I mean, we recently got in a holdout back in 2021, 2022. I am one of the believers that thinks that if you did put a cap space in baseball, I think it's going to benefit baseball for the future. But you know, with all the disagreements that everyone has, I think there's going to be a holdout. I definitely think it's going to affect the game. I wish I had more input on this. I'm just going to pretty simply write off of whatever Anthony says, because he knows more about this situation than I do. I'm not
Contract
situations.
I think it will be
contract situations.
Yeah, and again, a lot of it has to do with the fact that owners throw money at players now, even at their own expense, because they can.
Also, I'm sorry to cut off and go completely off the rails from the MLB. Adam Schefter just reported that Terry McLaurin just requested a trade from the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, I just saw this too.
So we'll go back to this, and when we go to our NFL topic, we have something to talk about as well. So we're gonna.
Well, if anything, we can maybe incorporate this in our next topic.
Look at Raul, bro. He knows, bro. Raul, when Anthony was talking about that, my eyes lit up. This is all I saw, and I was just like, "Oh my!"
Man, this is the fun part about having a podcast or a sports show. My mistake.
It's when it's live. It's when you see it live.
When it's live.
I was actually gonna put the Commanders as
Yep.
favorites to go to the Super Bowl over the Eagles.
Ooh, I like that hot take. I like that hot take a lot.
Because they lost Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator. You know that they lost 2 offensive coordinators in like this last 3 recent years. So you know what I'm saying? The dynamic is not going to be the same. At the same time, they've lost their defensive coordinator. Like Vic Fangio right now is still part of it. But at the same time, they've lost a lot of good players defensively. At the same time, like going to another destination, and so you got good offensive players. But at the same time, when you're seeing a team that right now has threats, not the same as the AFC, but the NFC, you're seeing the Packers. They're on their way. The Lions, they need to reinvent themselves coming next year. Both of them are in the same division. The Vikings, bro, we got to see J.J. McCarthy, but that's going to be an interesting team. And then the Bears, like a lot of pressure is on Caleb Williams. That's one division. That's only one. That's one division.
This year, probably.
But then in the East, all right. So the Eagles still look like the favorite. I thought the Commanders should have been the team that's going to continue that.
Do you guys know why? Like, sorry to cut you off, but do you guys know why they don't want to pay Terry?
He's already older now.
I mean, yeah, but bro, look at the season that he had. And look at the seasons that he's had without a good quarterback. He's had, like Mike Evans, before Tom Brady, before Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans has always performed with a good or decent quarterback or a bad quarterback. And now Terry McLaurin has done the same thing. Now he's got a real quarterback, and he still is performing on a high level when the Commanders actually got a lot of good pieces around that offense. So they're not gonna be. He's gonna be the first option, but he's not gonna be the main option.
Well, now that they have Debo Samuel. Now they have Debo Samuel.
Zach Ertz. So they got pieces, but still, like he's the most dependable. It's the same thing as the Eagles. Saquon Barkley is there. The Alabama Devontae Smith is still there, but AJ Brown is your main piece. Terry McLaurin is your main piece. Like, what are they doing?
they just can't keep him happy. And I don't know. I wish I could speak for the guy, but this guy's been a captain on the team for how long now and has done so much for this team. And every year it's mediocrity or nothing. And then last year they finally
And
did
he's
something.
still performing. And he's still performing.
No, but that's what I'm getting at. But you think that this year it's like, oh, it's different. You know, there's a good team. Like maybe it's a new system. Like there's something around him. He's just not happy. They don't want to pay him. At the same time, I do think this is low-key a blessing for the Commanders because this is going to sound crazy. But if they trade him and get some good assets, they can really build something even better because you have a 29-year-old wide receiver that's competing just like Mike Evans. I agree with that. He's just as good. He may or may not be just as good as Mike Evans.
I feel offended because you said that he's old. I'm 31. I'm 2 years old.
You know, shut up. You know what I mean.
Like,
NFL old, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. Are you really doing this right now? I mean,
he's NFL old, whatever. For a wide receiver, he's NFL old. Because if you look at Amari Cooper and these other people, they can't even get signed. So Terry McLaurin, he's just going to go to a team.
If they trade him, they're probably going to get more pieces defensively because that's what they need to progress.
They're probably going to get, probably a young receiver, something for the lines. I don't know. They'll figure it out, bro. At the end of the day, I think this is a good outcome for both situations because, yes, you're losing Terry McLaurin, and that really fucking sucks, Washington fans. I'm not going to lie. I would shoot myself if I was you right now. But you have to look at the bright side in the sense of like, okay, you're trading a top 5 guy, an all-pro wide receiver, for something that you're probably going to get really good assets for, where you're going to get either draft capital or future players. So
exactly. Now I got to rewrite my script because I was actually waiting for Anthony, where Anthony Aguirre is also our producer here. He's the one that creates the headlines. I was expecting that.
I'm not as tapped to NFL as these guys. I am still learning the league, but man, like,
I was expecting him to write a headline like our predictions.
Talk, man.
I was
sorry, Anthony. We'll go back to the MLB talk.
Yeah. One minute. I was actually expecting him to like write like, who do you got for the NFC and AFC coming next season? The Commanders and the Eagles right there. Like right there. And the Commanders, I still have them right there. But man, losing Terry McLaurin, that changes a lot of the outcome.
Yeah, sorry, Anthony, went to sidetrack like that, but that's huge, bro. I don't know if you understand how big that is. That guy wants a trade. Like that guy has been there for so long. He's been there since he's a rookie.
Literally,
he's been there for years.
Bro, it's like CeeDee Lamb asking to trade. I want out of the Cowboys.
No, I wouldn't say it like that. I would say it's more like if you put Stephon Diggs on the Buffalo Bills before they had Josh Allen and they had that Amari Cooper on the Browns, where they had that string of quarterbacks where they could never get the right one.
But I would say it's kind of like that. But we're talking about somebody that's been there. Like yes, he wants to stay there. He wants to stay there.
I'm just saying situational wise, it's like that where you have a really good player and he's had such shit quarterbacks for him for so long. And finally he has this really good guy and now he wants out. It's like, what's going on?
I got you. I understand.
So sorry. Sidetrack. Now we can go back to MLB.
Now we're going to go back to MLB. All right. So we're going to go to the trade deadline. But Anthony, isn't this league basically have the most salary cap space out of the NBA, NFL, NHL?
You can say that they don't have a cap space with the way they throw money at players.
I'm sorry, that was not the question. I'm sorry. Let me ask another one. Aren't these players basically getting crazy contracts historically?
They are
in the NBA. And they NHL, but
at the same time,
doesn't Bryce Harper have like a big contract, more overpaid than NBA players?
Yeah,
NFL players who are actually more stars than him, more brand face than him, more marketing than him, and he still hasn't won a championship. He was close. He still hasn't won it. So all right. So I understand that they're trying to basically go over an agreement with that situation. But I think he's the last person to be basically criticizing Rob Manfred when he has a big contract still from the Nationals being traded to the Phillies. And all of a sudden, like, now he's basically telling the commissioner. I've never heard an NBA player, an NFL player, NHL player tell the commissioner, shut the, you know what, up. Like, for me, that was more disrespectful, especially when he's doing good. Like, is he standing up for his surroundings? That's what we're talking about? Is he standing up to his surroundings that are not making that exact amount of money like him, or even close, or trying to get a mil per year? Because that's exactly what we're going to talk about in the nearest future about the WNBA. Pay us what you owe us, guys. Like
I can't even comment on
I'm
this.
not saying nothing either. I was gonna do it last time.
Well, you know what?
I'm doing it this time.
Fine. I'm
We're
gonna
not
say
gonna
one
talk-
thing about it. I'm gonna say one thing about it.
Oh gosh, here, please God.
Pay us what you owe us, but perform a better quality of ball. That's it.
Get more ratings.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Get more ratings.
Like, but that's the truth, man. Because that's what they need. They need more ratings. They need better
will-
viewership. They need more
I will
marketability.
I will add to that. Even Candace Parker was like,
She was the actually exactly. Tell her.
Yeah,
Anthony.
she came out and she was like, "You guys had the shirts, and I'm all for it, but you put on a bad performance in the All-Star game,
Yep.
which could have helped you guys actually if you took it serious."
Well, apparently
So
the players didn't know
there
they were
is-
going to wear
there
that.
is some
Apparently
truth.
they didn't know they were
Apparently
gonna
they
wear
didn't know they were gonna wear that. Apparently they didn't.
I think that's bold. But my thing is with the WNBA is the players themselves, because I don't want to get canceled, because a lot of people like to speak the truth on Instagram or social media or whatever, and they like to cancel culture. Until there's a true product of basketball being played where people are going to consistently watch it and the viewership is going to rise and they will start making profit instead of taking money from the NBA to just lose all of it, the players need to chill out on their egos. I'm sorry. Because you have these players that are acting like, and don't get me wrong, you have to be like that if you're a professional at your own sport where you have to think you're the highest and the best.
I'm rooting for them to get paid. I'm rooting for the girls to get paid because they're celebrities. They're basically
the behavior.
The behavior is not helping
is
right now.
ridiculous.
It's not helping
from
right
a
now.
lot of these all-star players. I am sorry, and I cannot stand Angel Reese. I'm sorry. I cannot stand Angel Reese. Whether it's between her missing shots and grabbing her own rebound and shooting like 20% for a game, or just her talking crap off the court and like just her gambling about something so she can be like the hero. Like, dude, it's like, shut up. Like, please. Like you're talking crap, but there's nothing to show for it.
What was interesting at the podcast that she had, I don't know the name of the person, but that the person basically said, yeah, like, you're doing the same thing like LeBron did throughout his career. I was like,
I know the clip you're talking about, but I forgot what it was.
I'm basically gonna cast you out right now, and at the same time, whoever said that she's gonna be the next Jordan, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I don't know if I should retire as a journalist. I should retire of doing podcasts, sports shows. Like, when I hear those type of things, I'm like, I don't know what to do, because at the same time, I don't want to be cast out, like Nick says.
But this is the level
when you hear those type of ridiculousness, like she's doing the same what LeBron did throughout his career. What is she? I mean, I understand that she's basically being the spoke voice for the league, but you guys could understand this. How weird that the All-Star game last season had the most ratings and now had the second best ratings, but Caitlin Clark didn't play. Interesting. And I'm not talking about white or black. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but the thing is that it goes there sometimes with the players.
This has nothing to do. I'm Latino. I'm not racist. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I'm Latino. I'm not racist. I'm just trying to clarify it. But at the same time, we've heard African American sports analysts speak out on that, like supporting Caitlin Clark, and then the hatred on Caitlin Clark. And then all of a sudden, all right, we got the best All-Star game rating last season. Caitlin Clark doesn't play this one. And all of a sudden, it drops 35%. You know what is 35%? Basically, people didn't want to watch that game. They were like, all right, we'll watch the skill challenge. Natasha Cloud, congratulations. She's with the Liberty. She's a champion with the Washington Mystics. Sabrina Ionescu, twice 3-point winner. All of a sudden, in the All-Star game, Nafisa Collier stole the show, MVP. She's probably going to be the MVP this season. Well deserved. The Lynx are probably going to win the championship this season. She was defensive player last season. Like, I cover a lot of the WNBA. But then when I hear this type of ignorant comments about, like, Angel Reese, I support you or what you did in college basketball, and I want the best for you in the league. But at the same time, like when you're doing a podcast with somebody that's basically talking about like you're doing the same thing as LeBron. Yeah, I understand that. So basically, like we gotta get paid.
Where's the
equally as
dunking?
like, and then you hear somebody and then you hear somebody saying, "Oh, she's gonna be the next Jordan."
I listen. For their sport, respectful, but I don't want to have an input on that.
How about the Marlins, guys? How about the Marlins?
Yeah.
How about the Marlins?
Not the
Marlins.
So my point, Anthony, my point, my
trading Kyle Stowers.
my point was like I understand like is he doing it for his surroundings? Cause he's making big bucks. Like, what is the deal that he had to go out and basically insult Rob Manfred?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Because I don't know deep enough to know if
He's a performer. He's a performer. He's an all-star. He's one of the greatest hitters that we've seen. Like, we can put him top 20. I'm not going to put him top 10. I'm going to put him top 20 probably top 20. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, what was his deal?
I'll just say I didn't have time to dig deep enough into like why Bryce was the guy to say it, because I don't know if he's like the CJ McCollum of the players union, the representative. I don't know that to clarify, but for him to say it, yeah, it was wild. But at the same time, it just shows like how far apart both sides are on the CBA.
Basically, the same thing we're watching in the WNBA. So
trade deadline in the MLB, guys. Trade deadline in the MLB.
I'm just saying. So basically, let's go with that subject. All right. So guys, which team won in the deadline, and who elevated the chances at the World Series? Our producer Anthony asked. So the floor is yours, Nick.
Well, why me first?
Because
I want to go first on it.
Because I gave Anthony the first word. If you guys want, I'll take the
I
first.
would love it if you would go first, Raul. You know how much I love baseball.
All right, so you guys are gonna be confused about this.
I'm kidding, Anthony. I do like baseball. I'm just messing.
Trust me, brother. The more you get it, the more you give it a shot, the better it is.
All right, so you gotta be confused.
Take it off.
You're gonna be confused with this right now. You're gonna be confused. You're gonna be confused with this because. So the Yankees are the team that either off season or before the trade deadline, they always do a move. It could be good, it could be bad. They're still gonna be doing moves because they cannot resist that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they actually got more pitchers, which is exactly what we need. Relievers. We just got a 2-time All-Star reliever, which is exactly what the Yankees need in the playoffs. Batting, they struggle. And so defense, which we got Ahmed Rosario in the outfield, is actually a good piece. And then we got a couple of like future prospects. We're not gonna be talking about that. But yeah, the Yankees basically focus on pitchers like Jake Bird. They got them from the Colorado Rockies. They got David Bednar from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Teams that are not relevant. They're in their worst position in their respective leagues. But that's exactly what the Yankees needed because, I mean, they just traded Oswaldo Cabrera. He's actually a good batter, but he wasn't having that impactful season like the last one. So basically, they say, like, thank you for last season. Good luck in the future. Camilo Doval, that's a 2-time All-Star pitcher from the Giants. And we had to sacrifice a lot of things for that. Mostly future prospects. So I'm not going to get into that. We also got Jose Caballero, third base. Like, the Yankees now have to manage that rotation like Steve Kerr had to do with USA team. Understandable. Aaron Boone, right now, he's in the hot seat. And I want to basically say that they're the winners. But sadly, I got the Blue Jays or the Astros.
Oh, wow.
Or the Mariners. I got two teams. I got two teams in the West Division. I got one team that is actually on top of the Yankees, which is the Blue Jays. But Shane Bieber, he hasn't played the whole season. He's still injured. We don't know when he's gonna make his debut in the league. But that's exactly what the Blue Jays needed. They need a good pitcher. They're still working on it because right now they're one of the top team. Well, sorry, they're the top team offensively, batting. Pitching is where they were struggling. But now when we're looking at the West Division, who is actually the worst nightmare for the Yankees in the playoffs of the AL?
Okay.
Who's the nightmare for the Yankees? The fucking Astros. The Astros are the team that since 2017 to 2023, what's the minimum appearance that they've had? The AL championship. That's the minimum. Last season, they fell short. But they were literally from 2017 to 2023 in the AL championship series. And then they had 2 World Series appearances. 3. They won 2. One of them was a stolen bases scenario incident, which nobody's gonna forget or forgive. And Carlos Correa was in that team, but all the players apparently didn't know nothing about that. Even Alex Cora, who Puerto Rican coach, has done an amazing job. He's a Boston Red Sox coach. He was an assistant for the Astros. He also got disciplined. And so from there on, they've had all those years appearing in the AL championship and a lot of World Series appearance. Some of them they won, some of them they lost. And now, when you got a team which basically is balanced, offensive and defensively, and then you got a guy that, like you said, Nick, has been inconsistent since he left to the Minnesota Twins. Now he's back where he was the number 1 pick. Let's just say back to his roots. And I'm not talking Puerto Rico. And you've got the Astros, top 8 in pitching, top 2 in batting. And now you got a push from Carlos Correa, who's also been a gold glove winner. And now, knowing that system, he probably is going to get back to his rhythm. I'm sorry, but the Astros, with acquiring him back, the Mariners having Cal Raleigh, who is actually going to win the MVP, and now Eugenio Suarez joining him, both over 35 home runs this season. The winners are the teams that are in the West Division. 2 teams that are actually convinced can make it all the way to the World Series over the Tigers, which are number 1 in the Central, and over the Blue Jays and the Yankees, who are top 2 in the East. For me, the Mariners and the Astros are the winners.
I like it. Okay. All right. Anthony, you want to go next, or would you like me to take the floor? Also, I would also like to mention, I would like to thank Jesus Sanchez for his time with the Miami Marlins, and I wish him the best of luck in his newest team.
Yes, sir. Man.
Yep, that is trouble.
I'll just say I'll start
to the Astros, by the way.
I'll start it off by just saying thank God that the Marlins didn't sell this trade deadline. We kept Sandy, we kept Edward Cabrera.
Hey man, but Jesus Sanchez to the Astros, that's a good fit for the Astros.
For what?
We gave up Jesus Sanchez for 3 pitchers, for 1 pitcher, an infielder, and an outfielder. Ryan Gusto, Chase Jaworski, and Esmil Valencia. Welcome to Miami, boys.
Welcome to Miami.
Right, so my question actually was towards Anthony. For what they kept Sandy Alcantara?
They probably didn't like the offers they were getting. Either they didn't like what the offers were.
I'm surprised because the Dolphins will trade their stars over a bag of chips. I'm surprised.
Either they didn't like the offers they were getting, or they actually believe that, hey, we could make the playoffs. They're not that far out.
They're not far out. Actually, right now in the NL, we got the Mets and the Phillies in the East, We got the Cubs and the Brewers in the Central, and we got the Padres and the Dodgers. Which actually in the NL, I got the Padres, the ones that won the trade deadline.
Yeah, but you could argue like the Marlins could be ready to.
So right
jump
now,
over the teams ahead
so
of
right
them.
now the teams that are in the
I don't know about
mixture,
that.
the teams
You
that
know
are
that.
no, the teams that are actually in the mixture for like the 7th spot are the Marlins, the Reds, the Cardinals, and the Giants, which actually are downgrading. Remember when
give
we
me the
talked about
Marlins.
that, Nick? Remember
Listen,
when
out
Rafael
of-
Devers got traded? All of a sudden, their batting got worse.
I will listen. You the only team I'm like sort of afraid of in the mix is the Reds because when we faced them recently this season, they did really good against us, and we got hot. We were getting hot at that time. So give me listen, man. Marlins will jump the Giants. They'll jump the Cardinals. It's just for me, it's Marlins and Reds. Those are the ones.
I'm happy that we kept Sandy.
That's a good mixture, like battling for the 7th
Oh
position.
yeah,
I understand that.
Listen, Marlins are only 3 games under 500.
Yeah.
And they are amazingly competitive. Now, the Yankees are going to be are going to be super damn tough. I'm not saying we're going to win.
I feel like the Yankees. We can focus on the batting, but Rosario as a shortstop, and then Ryan McMahon third base. That actually help us more in the infield.
Yeah,
That's actually what we need
just to add to
defensively.
that, the Marlins are going to face the Yankees the very first game after this deadline. Like this weekend is
Tomorrow.
Yankees. Exactly, it starts tomorrow. Throughout the weekend is the Yankees, and if they're going to even want to remain in the race, they got to get at least 2 out of 3, which I can't confidently say they will, but I'm hopeful, of course.
I also wanted to throw in there very quickly, Raul. I wanted to throw in my winners for the trade deadline.
Yeah, of course.
I think the New York Mets are a very sneaky team that won the trade deadline. I'm not gonna lie. Outside of the Mariners,
in
the NL, because you guys are saying AL team, so I gotta pick someone else and be different. I think with them trading for Ryan Helsley and Tyler Rogers, that's a really good move for them because they were really lacking bullpen depth in their arms, and they were really struggling with their arms, especially in like really close games. So they got 2 guys that can close out games in the postseason. So I'm excited to see what they can do with that.
Yeah.
The Mets have Edwin Diaz, like the best reliever in the league.
Just to
yeah, but they were struggling with the rest of their bullpen. They weren't getting the numbers with their other guys.
Just to clarify, like I'm obviously a homer. I love the Marlins, but my biggest winner is Mariners. Eugenio Suarez. Oh my!
That's a really good one.
That's gonna be so damn good. But with next to Cal Riley,
man.
And that's not only that. Like that actually now we
Josh Naylor's huge too.
We also gotta give expectations like Julio Rodriguez. What's going on, man? Randy Rosarena. What's going on, man? Now is the time for you two to step up. Like right now in batting area, like you two were in the last few years one of the best in average. Yeah. Now you got Cal Riley and Eugenio Suarez who are basically leading in home runs. Like you guys now gotta produce as well. Like you guys were all-stars like in the first years of this decade. Now it's time for you guys to step up and basically become like the most dangerous offensive team in the league. So I agree with the Mariners right now being the winners in the AL. I gotta include the Astros in that. The Yankees, they're always gonna do moves, but at the same time, see to believe.
Yeah.
See to believe. See to
I
believe
think
with those
we
teams.
can go to the next topic, which is gonna pain Nick.
I'm gonna give it. All right, so we've got. Sorry, guys. The producer right now is not. It's not working with us. I'm gonna give the floor completely to Nick because this topic is sensitive. It's sensitive for him. And so we got 20 minutes left of the sports show. And so
let's give it at least like 15 minutes max.
Nick, remember, the producer is Anthony. Is the Miami Dolphins season already over before it's begun? And are Mike McDaniel and Chris Grier on the hot seat? So before you even answer,
So,
Well, damn.
oh yeah, to make it quick. Anthony, I'm gonna be quick and short and simple because I'm pretty sure everyone on this podcast that has watched up to this point now knows how much I hate Chris Greer. I do like Mike McDaniel, but I do believe both of them are on the hot seat. Normally with the Miami Dolphins and their organization, the way they like to get rid of their coaches and their GMs, they normally just do one or the other. They never do like clean full house. It's either like, oh, get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy. We've never had something where it's like clean full house. So if we can clean the whole house and get rid of McDaniel and Greer if we have a shitty season, I would be okay with it. I do believe both of them are on the hot seat. It's just a shame with all these injuries, man, that are happening to the Dolphins. Like, everyone knows what I'm going to say. It's over. Like, our season's over. Like, we don't have Super Bowl chances. I don't want to be a fucking delusional Dolphins fan and be like, oh, who was MVP? Which I do believe he can reach that MVP status. I just don't know if it's going to happen this year, considering our offensive line is going to be one of the worst in the NFL again. So
I was very early like a big Mike McDaniels fan. I defended him a lot, especially in the playoffs. It's time. It's time. Get rid of both of them, please. It's just
thank you.
Nick summarized it, man. Like, it's just been painful. And our best chance was that 2022-23 season when things were rolling, but then we lost to the damn Titans, and then the whole season fell apart at the end. And then we get to the playoffs, and we just went to bed. And we went to bed again against Kansas City in the cold. And I know every time we talk to Robert, that's the first thing he talks about is Tua can't play in the cold. I tried to defend Tua in this case, but it's getting harder each and every year. So
it gets harder every year because the offensive line gets worse every year, bro. So you can't argue with people about stats,
Liam,
especially when
Liam
you're
got hurt. Liam got hurt too,
right? Fuck Liam Eichenberg. I hope he hears this, bro. One of the worst left tackle draft picks I've ever seen. Probably a really good person. Probably one of the nicest people I've ever. I've never met him. I would love to meet him, and I probably have a really good talk with him. I would love to buy him a beer. But holy shit, dude! Please leave the Dolphins. I do not want to keep talking crap about this guy. The amount of times I would go to Dolphins games and hear my other season ticket holders at the games just telling me, why is this guy in the game? Why is he in the game? That is the exact way to describe Liam Eichenberg. Why is he in the game?
Out of all the Dolphins departures, I miss Van Ginkel, man. I miss him every day.
Bro, listen, with us not re-signing Javon Holland or Van Ginkel, we didn't have a lot of money, so I get it.
I get it. I just really miss those guys so much because their final season in Miami. Oh my god! But the defense was gorgeous. It was a Mona Lisa right there.
I just don't understand the mindset of a team though, where it's like, okay, you have these guys that are going off on their best seasons, and yes, you just got Jalen Ramsey and all these people, right? You don't re-sign any of them. Okay, cool. You at least bring in new pieces, right? No. Okay, well, at least we still have our main guys. No, we traded the guys that are making all the big bucks now. Okay, so why the hell didn't we re-sign those big guys that left if we were just going to get rid of Jalen Ramsey, for example, and Jonnu Smith? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, this team has zero direction. They have zero leadership qualities. The way that their locker room is described right now, it's like, I mean, I'm not exactly – I don't want to say it exactly, but it's like a drama house. Like, everyone is like in their own world of ego and like craziness that no one wants to listen to one another. Like, Tua is one of the only people on that roster that's acting like a real leader, and that says a lot.
Well, you can also say at least no one's kissing their teammates' heads.
Listen, bro. I'll take Christian Wilkins in a heartbeat right now. Okay, if you look back at some of the,
I ain't gonna lie. I miss him too in his last season, man. I miss him too.
I'm sorry, but I think there's a lot more going on there with the Raiders, especially considering that the Raiders have had a lot of history with fucking problems with players, and I think that's just the least of it because Christian Wilkins on the Dolphins, he's just a playful personality, Like I don't want to say he's gay. I don't think he's gay, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just he was playfully kissing the guy on the head. And you look at fucking clips over the years of him playing against Gesicki and other teammates. He's giving his former teammates kisses on the cheek and no one gives a shit. I'm telling you, I think it's something deeper than that, especially since his foot injury was what held him out last year. So I think it was also that and a mix of the locker room stuff. And it's like, okay, dude, you're done. I don't even want you I don't even want you here anymore. I would love it if the Dolphins consider picking him up, but they're not going to because we're just idiots.
Raul, you want to give your final takes and then we go to the next topic?
Yeah, bro. Go for it. I don't even want to stay on this topic anymore.
I mean, I'm a Patriot fan. We're going through rough times. We're going through rough times
Yeah,
right
but you
now.
love this shit.
Okay, wait.
Right now-
This is rough times, bro.
Raul, I didn't tell you this. At work, like last time when the Marlins had their games,
Yep.
I had I don't know how old he was, but he was a young kid. Patriots fan too, by the way. He was old enough to watch your last Super Bowl. And he was like, being a Patriots fan is so hard. And I'm just like, what is hard about being a Patriots fan? You had one of the best dynasties in
You're right.
sport.
Bro, what did you just say? You were talking to a kid that knows nothing.
But still, it's like, what do you
You were
have
talking
to
to a
complain
you were,
about?
you were talking
Like
to,
me
you
and,
were,
me and
bro.
Nick
You
have
just
been
said
alive.
it, bro.
Me and
You
Nick
just-
are in our 20s. We haven't experienced
I mean,
playoff
I'm
win.
surprised. I'm surprised you're wrapping your mind on that when it's a kid telling you that we are going through rough times right now. But obviously, we next to the Steelers, we've had actually one of the best dynasties. We've actually
Exactly,
had
so,
two of the greatest. So why
a few
so
bad
why are
years,
you struggling?
handle a
So
few
why
bad
are you
years.
so why are you struggling from that?
Because
Like you really, so you can listen to a kid that doesn't know that was possibly that was probably not even born this decade.
Championship game in at least the last 10 years. Me and Nick will be in a much better situation mentally. But
Anthony,
no, we've had no success.
If the Dolphins don't win anything, I don't know about that one, but
Anthony, you're not understanding me. So why are you listening to a kid that probably wasn't even born last decade?
screw
Dude,
the Patriots.
he was old, no, again. He was old enough to watch at least your last Super Bowl. So your last Super Bowl.
All right, so he was born what 2012 when I graduated from high school. Let's just
Probably,
say
but
that.
even then,
Like, he doesn't
again,
All right.
a few
Alright,
bad years
alright,
for the
let-
Patriots?
let me go-
Is
let-
like, come
let
on.
me go.
Five Super Bowls.
Let
Two
me
best
go.
seasons.
Let
Shut up.
me go to my point real quickly.
Fucking
So we can
amateurs are
go.
losing.
Let me go to my topic. I mean, my point really before we go to our next topic. All right, so I understand.
Chad Pennington when you had Brady. Remember that.
I
Chad
understand.
Pennington when you had Brady. Remember that, bud. Sometimes we have Drake May.
Raul is so sick of us right now.
We had fucking Chad Henne starting games for us in 2009. But you don't remember that skit?
Raul, go
Can I
ahead.
talk?
Raul,
Can I
go
talk?
ahead. He's so tired of us.
Can I talk?
Sorry, bro. Enjoy your 5 Super Bowls.
All right. So
Dark times.
six
Okay, Nick.
six Super Bowls. 6. We're tied with the Steelers.
Sorry,
Tied with
forgot.
the Steelers.
Didn't get 7 though.
All right. Yep. We actually could have gone 8. The Giants.
But you
the
didn't
Giants.
get 7.
The Giants screw us over 2 lucky plays.
And then Brady got
Alright,
7 on his
so-
own.
Man, this
Yeah.
is funny.
All right. So I understand Mike McDaniels and Chris Greer could be in the hot seat, but if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the Dolphins before last season the best offensive team in the league? Right. Even
You-
with all,
you
even with all,
stop
wait,
it.
can I speak? So if I'm not gonna be able to speak, let's just go to the next topic. Let's go to the next topic. Let's just go to the next topic. Let's just go to the next
We just
topic.
go
If
to
I'm
the
not
next
gonna be
topic.
able to speak.
No.
All right. So
Say your piece.
all right. So weren't we the best offensive team in 2022?
Until the last 4 games.
Can I? What did you say?
Yes, until the last 4 games.
We were ranked number
Tight
1. We were ranked number 1 efficiently in yards passed and in points scored.
Did that translate
What
to
the fuck are you
playoffs?
talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
Did that
2022?
translate to the playoffs?
Huh?
It did not. That did not translate to the playoffs.
Because
Wait, are you
Tua
talking-
was out. Tua was injured.
Hey,
And
yeah,
we
but
had
you-
who do we had
And
against
when Tua
because
played against
if I-
Kansas
all right,
City,
all
what
right,
do you
all right,
do?
all right, so, all right, I'm not, am I talking
I
about
love
22?
Tua.
Okay, Anthony, can you please hear before you speak? Am I talking about 2023 or am I talking about 2022? 2022, we played the Bills. We played the Bills in the playoffs. Just in case. Just in case, if you didn't know. Just in case if you didn't
I
know.
watched. I was watching the game after church. I remember.
Okay, all right. So, what was the scoreboard against the Bills? Since you know about that game,
I didn't know about the game. All I know, okay, I know Tua was hurt. I know that for a
who?
fact.
What was the score of that game, Nick?
The score of the game, didn't Skylar Thompson come in?
34, 31 with Skylar Thompson in the fucking rotation as a quarterback. We lost by 3 points
All right,
against
all
the
right.
Buffalo Bills in
But hear me out.
2022 play. Wait. All right. So can I speak? Am I not? So I'm not gonna be able to speak. I'm not gonna be able to speak apparently. So we went to the playoffs with Tua being on concussion protocols. I mean, I'm talking about like if that's my team, that's not my team. But I'm surprised that Nick, that actually lives and dies for the Dolphins, doesn't give recognition to Mike McDaniels that had the team number one efficiently, offensively, number one in yards passed, number one in points scored. They lost by 3 points against the Bills in the first round of the playoffs. And then last season, you think they had expectations with Tua again being out concussion protocols. And then we had an inconsistent offense, players being injured. Our defense actually got bettered. And then we went to the playoffs, and then you thought we were going to beat the Chiefs with or without Tua Tagovailoa? Like, it's the same thing as Tyronn Lue. He's got pieces offensively in the Clippers who are always injured, and their defense is always elite, but he can't do nothing about their superstars always being out, not in uniforms, because they're always damn injured. Not 100%, and he still either takes them to the playoffs or to the play-in. It doesn't matter. Like, can you guys give Mike McDaniels a break? He's not a defensive mindset. Let's start with that. He's an offensive mindset. He's shown it throughout his career, especially with the 49ers. And look what he's done with the Dolphins with all these obstacles that they've had to surpass. And now, Chris Greer, let me talk about him. Isn't he the same guy that brought Tyreek Hills? Isn't he the same guy that brought Jalen Ramsey before he traded him? Isn't he the same guy that brought Jonnu Smith? Isn't he the same guy that basically...
Wait, hold on, Anthony. I got a perfect response to this. Keep going, Raul.
Isn't he the guy that basically has a top two-tier wide receiver?
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm going to criticize him is their O-line. That's the only thing I'm going to criticize him. But come on, guys. Are you serious right now? Nick, are you serious right now?
All right, Raul. So regarding those 2022 stats, I remember that game because Kyle Thomas played. I don't remember those numbers. I don't remember that score, although I do believe that
34-31.
Right.
34-31.
That is the right score.
Imagine Tua being the quarterback. I just want you
to know that year, the Dolphins were 6 in total offense. They were 6. They were 4th in passing yards and 26.
No. 2022. Look at the stats right.
I'm literally looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now. I promise you right now.
You're talking about 2023. You're talking about 2023 apparently.
I am reading it right now. 2022 right now. 6 in total yards, 4th in passing yards, 26 in rushing yards. The Dolphins could not run the goddamn ball. We were able to run the ball at the beginning of the year. Throughout the season, we were progressively getting worse.
What stat are you looking at, Raheem Mostert? Raheem Mostert was running the ball. What stat are you looking at?
I'm looking at the stats from NFL.
What year are you looking at?
2022 Miami Dolphins. I'm looking also now at the offensive line rating. 2022 Miami Dolphins, 23rd in offensive line rating as well. And mind you, I would like to point out that number has been under 20. That rating has been under 20 for years now. Chris Greer has never been able to develop an offensive, defensive, or linebacker core in his entire career as a Dolphins GM. Yes, you have to give him credit for bringing in Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead, and a bunch of other great players that have been good for us.
Devon Achane.
He drafted him. That's different. I'm talking about free agent.
That's what I'm saying. Jalen Waddle.
Oh, okay.
Another one he drafted. So,
but can you name me a single offensive lineman? A single linebacker.
What did I just say? Did I just say that I criticized the O-line? That's the only thing that I'm actually criticizing him. After that, he's actually gotten weapons.
But if there's more holes to what he can't accomplish than what people see, dude. Yes, he brings in these big names. But if you notice, the big names that this guy brings in are fucking egotistical assholes that always have problems off the field. And then on top of that, he can't build the smallest fucking things like what the Eagles can. An offensive line, a defensive line, a great linebacking core. The best linebacker I've ever seen drafted out of a Dolphins uniform in my time with Chris Greer was goddamn, oh my God, Jerome Baker. And besides him, Raekwon McMillan. Like, what is that, dude? I get it. It's one thing with hitting on your players, and they hit on Achane, Waddle, and people say Austin Jackson. Fuck Austin Jackson. He sucks too. The point is, Chris
Come on, man,
Greer
don't
is
be
good at
mean.
bringing
Don't
in.
be mean.
Oh no! I've been a fan for this long, Raul. I do not care. They don't pay for my tickets to go to the games. They don't pay for my taxes. They don't pay for my housing. They don't pay for my car. I can say what I want. It's a free country. Okay, I love this team to death. I love this team, and it hurts me when these guys are doing this. McDaniel's offensive schemes are great, yes, but in 2022, slowly throughout the season, you could see teams were scheming on the Dolphins. They knew that Tua couldn't throw down the middle of the field, so what did they do? They schemed it so that he couldn't throw down the middle of the field. He had to throw down the sides. Then we had to go in the cold games, and then we entered our losing streak after that because Tua couldn't play in the cold. Then Tua got hurt, and we got Skyler. Everything that has been injury-wise, offensively, has led from the offensive line, except for Tua running into fucking Damar and Hamlin headfirst. That I can't argue about. That's just straight up retarded. I'm sorry. But everything else that Chris Greer has done, yes, I agree with you. He has brought in big names and big players to help us, to take us to that next level. But it's never led to anything because he can't build the smallest fucking foundations that a standard football team needs, like an offensive line, a defensive line, and a consistent linebacking core that can tackle and block. Not block.
Raul, let me ask you this, just like a hypothetical. Imagine Bill Belichick and Tom Brady are in this era right now, or at least 2022. They're fresh starts, nothing prior to it, no Super Bowls, nothing historic. They're fresh on the field, fresh on the scene. Have a good season. Good stats all around, and same circumstances with injuries, no linemen, no linebackers. And you get no playoff wins. A couple years later, you're trading away the players that you acquired that were supposed to take you to championship contention. Never happened. And reportedly, they had those players had issues with the head coach, and things just got disgruntled. And now we're in the position we are today, and injuries are in camp.
To be fair, Anthony, I will like to cut you off. Belichick did have problems in the Patriots, and he just sent those players away and won a Super Bowl the following season. So I can't argue that one. I'm sorry.
Okay. This is
yeah, I got you there, man. I don't even like the Patriots like that, but
let him finish to see.
But like, Raul, where would your mindset be if the Patriots were to run their franchise the way the Dolphins had at least the past 3-4 years? Same results. Same results.
All right, so I'll answer that with another question. Who has a better office, the Patriots or the Dolphins?
No, but I'm saying this. What if the Patriots ran the way the Dolphins have ran things? How would you feel as a fan?
I'm answering that with another question.
Yeah.
What have you seen from the Patriots since Tom Brady left?
No. But I'm saying, because they run their way. They run it their way.
Exactly. Look what he says. 0. The Patriots have a better offense, and they have been worse than the freaking Dolphins. What are you talking about, Anthony? They've been worse than the offense. Bill Belichick had to retire from that team. Actually voluntarily resigned from that team.
But that was one of the biggest factors, in my opinion. Well, I don't want to say that was a big factor because when Brady left and they had the Cam Newton season after that, the team still looked a little competitive. Like the defense looked good still. I'm pretty sure did they sub Judon? I'm pretty sure they still had Judon on the team.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they were competitive. Like
defensively, the Patriots are always going to be elite. Offensively, they downgraded. Offensively, they downgraded, but hard. Like they stuck on the floor.
Overall, though, for the past few years,
the Dolphins have done a better job in the offense than the Patriots in this decade.
Yes, we have done a better job in the offense, but what it's led to, no. We're basically the fucking same.
All right, so Nick.
Our signings have led to nothing.
Nick, I was mistaken. Thank you for correcting me.
Got your copy.
About the Dolphins in 2022.
No, trust me, bro. Because remember, that was the whole thing. The Dolphins were like the best in the league offensively. They were so bad. Wait. No.
I want to ask a question. Just a quick question for Nick. Wasn't 22 the year that they would go on a winning streak and then go on a losing streak, lose?
That was the year that we were Super Bowl bound, 70 point. That was the 70-point season, where we scored 70 on the Broncos, and we won
and then
we lost. We lost a couple, and then we went on a win streak, and then we lost out in all December. Right. Continue.
Thank you for correcting me. 2023 Dolphins #1 efficiently, #1 in passing yards. 2023 So don't start yelling at me because I got the stats right here.
I believe you. I'm gonna look at them right now as well.
They were top 3 in rushing, number 1 in passing, number 1 in efficiently, and number 1 in points scored. 2023. So what you gotta say about that?
I mean, 2023 still another shit season. I looked at absolutely
This,
nothing.
so all right, so you're telling me that damn Mike McDaniel sucks? I mean, this dude that can't even even when an injured team, this guy cannot have a team number 1 offensively in the damn league against over the Chiefs, over the Ravens, over all those teams in the AFC.
This year, bro. Okay, so
they don't have Tua. I mean, Nick, you're the one. Nick, you're the one that says. I mean, if Tua is healthy, like this team can go far away. Tua hasn't been in any of the playoff games.
Well, why is that?
Offensive line, I get that. And he's been injured.
Besides Damar Hamlin, you should have said. You should have said what about Damar Hamlin? That should have been
instead of sliding. He's the one that actually tried to do a counterattack, helmet to helmet. Is that Mike McDaniel's fault? Like slide. No, counterattack helmet. What the hell is that?
I will say the scheming from last year, because again, Raul, I went to almost all those fucking games. I was a season ticket holder. I will never forget that.
So
week
why
1
are Mike McDaniel's in the hot seat? So why is he in the hot seat? Is that his fault? Is that his fault?
I mean,
I will never forget that game. I will never. But that's the thing. He doesn't have anything to show for it. He doesn't have a single playoff win, and it's not his fault because he hasn't had an offensive line or a quarterback, a healthy.
Oh, so that's his fault. That's his fault.
No,
right?
I'm not saying it's his fault.
So the offense is. So let's put Chris Greer in the hot seat then.
But both of them are in the hot seat. Chris Greer's been in the hot seat, in my opinion, since fucking 2019. I don't know how he hasn't been fired yet. It's ridiculous. But Mike McDaniel, he's smart. He's really smart. It's just, dude, there are games that you watch. The scheming that he does, it literally leads to nowhere sometimes, bro. Like I was gonna say, against the Jacksonville Jaguars in that season that you're talking about, bro. That year, that I will never forget that first game where I lost all my hope, and we won. We won 20-17. I will never forget how much hope I lost after that first game because of the scheming and the play calling that McDaniel made that was leading to so many bad decisions. And mind you, the year before, it's like, oh, wow, we have one of the best offenses in the NFL, top 6. We scored 70 on Denver. Things are looking up. Things are looking well. The scheming needs to change. I'm sorry. Something needs to change about something because if you cannot win a playoff game or even fucking something in the playoffs, I'm going to fucking crash out. I'm trying to be normal and professional right now, but I'm fucking crash out thinking about this, bro. Just win a playoff game. That's your standard. That's all your standard is. Just win one game.
All right. Just to end this topic, 2 things quickly. Playoffs. We're talking about playoffs, right? All right. So without Tyler, with Skylar Thompson, they lost by 3 points against the Bills.
That game.
Against the Bills. All right. Okay. All right. So did they had expectation against the Chiefs?
Oh! That season when we played Kansas City earlier, or
no, the playoffs.
Okay, so if Tua played, the expectation was yes, obviously your team is good enough so you can beat Buffalo and go to Kansas City. Now, did I think we would beat Kansas City? Absolutely not. I thought we'd have a really good chance against Buffalo because we play Buffalo twice a year, and you know how they entered. Raul, you know how those matchups go with the rivals. It's always closer than what it is.
The year before. No, it was the year before. No, it was last season. I went to the basically divisional game. Whoever won the divisional. And we lost here against the Bills.
Yeah.
I went to that game. I saw that game. We should have won that game. Yeah. I mean, why am I talking about me? It's just that since I live in South Florida, obviously I'm gonna support
you're a Patriots
South
fan.
Florida team.
I appreciate it.
But I'm a Patriot fan. But yeah, at the same time, I went to that game supporting the Dolphins.
Show that blue and red hatred.
And so since they lost that divisional game, what happened? The Bills got a better seed, and then we had to face the Chiefs.
Oh, I forgot about that shit. Yeah, no, we were cooked that game. I already fucking knew we were cooked. Okay.
All right.
I thought about 2022.
No, I'm talking about
when Skyler's playing Buffalo. Okay.
I'm talking about that. If we would have won the divisional. We would have won the division, at the same time being a better seed. We lost, so we had to face the Chiefs.
Listen, man, I love my Dolphins, but
The
I'm
first-
not that fucking delusional. In 2022, I thought we were going to the Super Bowl. That was the closest I've ever seen a team of ours going to the Super Bowl, and we didn't even win a fucking playoff game.
I mean, at the end of the day, they could have gone to the Super Bowl if they were fully healthy. Even if their defense wasn't elite, they actually could have won because you saw a lot of analysts in different like sports stations, like TV and radios, talking about the Dolphins. But at the same time, when they went on the road, especially cold weather, that's what they implement.
They couldn't do shit, bro. They couldn't do shit.
That's
and
when they
then
implement.
even before the new coordinator that we have now, I always forget his name. I just remember that we always get him from the Ravens. God bless him. He's great. But Vic Fangio screwed our 2022 season. He screwed our season defensively. Sorry.
Didn't he just won the ball?
And I know, right? Crazy. As a defensive coordinator. Wow. You want to hear something else that's funny? Back in 2016, the Miami Dolphins. You know who our best player is? Jay Ajayi. You know what happened to him? Traded to the Eagles. Won a Super Bowl. Same season. Awesome, bro. It's awesome. I love being a Dolphins fan. You guys talk about dark times. I don't want to hear it, bro.
I'm just
Anthony, do we got time for the Kings or
we can quickly add this in if you want.
all right? So we got 4 minutes, so we can end it at 10. Let's talk about. I mean, he's gone through enough. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's gone through enough.
Thank you,
So
guys.
let's just.
We'll do a Patriots
go.
episode next week for you.
Let's
Yeah,
just
most
get to
definitely.
this
All right,
one. Let's
so
just quickly.
The Sacramento Kings have fallen flat on their faces since their first playoff appearance in 17 years, which was 2023.
Yeah.
Sorry, producer.
Yes,
what's
they
going
are
on right now?
Nazis.
What's going on
Yes.
right now? What? Anthony, what's going on in Sacramento, man?
It was reported by Matt George from Locked On Sacramento Kings that they're looking to trade either Malik Monk or Devin Carter to sign Russell Westbrook in free
Why
agency.
the hell would they do that? I mean, did you just heard that?
I mean,
They're trying to trade somebody that just got a big contract, who is a better six man. They're trying to trade Malik Monk, who is a better six man, is a younger and more athletic player, a scorer, averaging over 16 points per game, and even all right, let's just say a short veteran. Because you call him a veteran. I mean, he's still like 4 years in the league.
I mean,
Devin Carter.
Any player beyond 4 years or 3 is a veteran at that point.
All right, so he's a veteran.
Who?
Devin Carter.
Monk?
No, Devin Carter's second season. What are you talking about? He was
That's what I'm saying. I didn't understand that from Anthony.
I thought we were talking about Monk. I didn't even mention Carter as a veteran.
I said Monk as a veteran. Devin Carter is a future prospect.
yeah,
Carter is.
I never referred to him as a veteran.
I said they're trying to get rid of Malik Monk and a future prospect like Devin Carter, and you were like, no, he's a veteran.
I thought we were talking Monk.
He's veteran. And I'm like, I'm confused right now.
All
right, so they're trying to trade a veteran who's averaging 16 over points, athletic player that can actually be a six man for any team, a 6 man of the year, and then a future prospect. Just to clear cap space for Russell Westbrook, who's probably going to be his last season or his second last season. Like, how does that make sense, Anthony?
I think the Kings front office is delusionally, they're delusional because they think they can compete in the West. And I don't think it makes sense. But it's just like, okay, if that's Russell's next destination, then hey, I mean, why not?
If I'm Russell, I will retire right now. If that's my only option. If that's my only option, I will retire. I'm like, damn, really? I can't get a contract with a contending team? Look what I've done with the Clippers. Well, look what I've done with the Nuggets. Like, I've actually produced coming off the bench. Like, I'm literally a top 10 point guard in history.
It just doesn't.
Arguably, it could be a top 5. Like, a lot of people are gonna call me crazy, but he literally is top 10.
Nick,
historically.
What are you trying to say? Nick?
I mean, it kind of does make sense, but it doesn't. I mean, yes, they have Markelle Fultz, but Markelle Fultz doesn't even play on the court anymore. I mean, they have Dennis Schroeder, and outside of that, their point guard depth is really lacking. So I mean, I guess it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like, why? Like, what have you done? They
Why?
screwed their
Anthony,
team when they
Anthony,
traded
why?
for Zach LaVine and got rid of De'Aaron Fox.
Well,
That's
another reason that they could trade Monk and get some assets because again, Mike Brown.
Domantas probably want to leave. De'Aaron probably is gonna want to leave.
Keep in mind, Monk re-signed when he was a free agent. He could go anywhere he wanted to. He re-signed and took less money. But then guess what happens? Mike Brown gets fired. What happens to his best friend?
That was stupid. That was stupid. That was idiotic.
Yeah,
that was idiotic.
I don't support it. It's just what happened. And then De'Aaron Fox, he requests a trade. He goes to San Antonio. The whole team is just dismantled. It's just mid.
It's really sad.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry, like from a team from a few years ago where like the whole gimmick and they were actually building a new culture that you like that people were excited to see, like the light the beam, bro. Like I like that shit. Like it was cool. And like seeing De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis playing well with each other, like it was a good mix.
Yeah.
But why did they trade De'Aaron Fox? I'm still asking them to this day.
Because they fired Mike. So I forgot who reported it, but Fox wanted out as soon as he was out.
That makes sense.
They had a good chemistry. They had
great chemistry. Yes, there was.
But look at what they did. They were able to compete in the West.
I read somewhere. I forgot who it was. I'm sorry, I forgot who it was. But someone said that there was some clashing between Brown and the front office, and then that's where things unraveled.
That's sad.
Domantas is gonna ask his way out. DeMar is gonna ask his way out. Zach is gonna ask his way out. So that's what I'm saying. Like Anthony, I understand you got your sources and this and that, but what does it make sense clearing cap space for Westbrook? I mean, all right.
I think.
I mean, that's what they want to do. Okay, I understand that. They want to do that. Why the hell would Westbrook want to sign with that team? I'm sorry. Why the fuck? What do you want to sign with that team? Well, knowing that if he's gonna spend his last seasons of his career, he wants to be with a contender.
We'll have to make
knowing that he can come out from the bench and produce and be an X factor for a team. Like, why the hell would you want to be with a team that's probably not even gonna make it to the play-in? Probably
at this point, he's just lasting in the league until Oklahoma City opens up a roster spot and signs him, and then he ends his career with Oklahoma City.
Bro,
that's my guess.
That will be the best storyline right now.
That would be the best storyline. But
Chris Paul is back in LA. Chris Paul is back in LA. Damian is back in Portland. Why doesn't Westbrook be back in OKC? And OKC, come on, man. You guys can. I know you guys got the most draft picks, like in the nearest future. I mean, I know you just wasted. I'm not wasted. I'm sorry. That's a bad choice of words. You just gave a load of money to your 3 stars. But come on, man. Westbrook right now would accept a minimum contract.
Especially with Oklahoma City. Oh, my. If he's willing to take a vet minimum with Sacramento, he'll take the cheapest contract at Oklahoma City.
Exactly. Where he actually can win his first championship, where he was this close to doing it in 2012. Well, not close because they weren't going to be the big 3 in Miami, but they made it to the finals, and he actually played well. He won an MVP with that team. Like, I believe that will be the best storyline. Finish it in OKC.
Absolutely.
Agreed. I would love that.
Man,
I wasn't gonna talk today because I'm tired from all.
Oh, but you got pretty heated yourself, bro. You didn't look tired. You look pretty ready to go.
I mean, like after what you just said about if McDaniels and Chris Greer should be on the hot seat, you guys are crazy. Like right now, like.
I'm clipping this one.
Don't
walk away from me, boy.
Don't
walk away from me, boy. Don't walk away from me, boy.
Fine. I would walk away from him, but not the viewers.
The Patriots has actually done a worse job in the office.
Oh my God!
Them having Bill Belichick, and now Bill Belichick is a Tar Heel.
After Bill Belichick leaving, yes, I will agree the Dolphins have done a better job than the Patriots. So yes, I do agree with you on that.
All right. So it's Mike McDaniel's fault. All the injuries transpired.
I never said that.
So why is he in the hot seat?
Because he can't win a goddamn playoff game, Raul. That's why.
So he almost won against the Bills with Skylar Thompson, and then he had to face the Chiefs. Because
I love Mike McDaniel. I really do. But something needs to fucking change. I can't take this anymore. I've been dealing with this since 2000.
I actually would pick. All right. All right, so now I can agree with you.
Outro him right now.
So we can end it possibly in the same page. I would actually put more Chris Greer on the hot seat than Mike McDaniels.
Yes. You know,
Can we agree on that?
Listen, I like Mike McDaniel, but he's on the hot seat for different reasons than people
Okay,
think.
okay, all right.
Yes,
all right.
yes.
Who has a more percentage?
Chris Greer.
Chris.
All right, we can agree with that. All right, guys, so this was another episode of Section 305. I'm Raul Pagan with Anthony Aguirre and Nick Dupont. We'll see you next week.
Peace out, boys.
See ya.